Hi and welcome to Edge of Play's Back to the Tactics board and this Euro 2020 special. The information in these videos has been mainly sourced from the World Soccer magazine, which has got a great European Championships special in there, BBC Sport and various other media outlets as well. In each video we try to look at the qualifying records, the tactical approaches, the strengths and weaknesses. Today we're going to look at the group of death then, Group F, France, Germany, Hungary and Portugal. Starting with France then, they qualified in first place from Group H ahead of Turkey. Tend to play a 4-2-3-1 with an inverted left forward. Their attacking player on the left tends to move inside and come into midfield and be a midfielder who will drift in so they can free up Mbappe on the other side to kind of really push on down the right hand side. They'll sometimes draw teams out then hit them on the counter at pace. You hear a lot of times us talking about teams pressing. France will do that occasionally, but I think again against some other opponents in this particular group, they'll sit off slightly, look to get Kante to win the ball back onto Pogba, who then tries to release Mbappe, who can link up with Griezmann. Didier Deschamps said there's one single advantage in the situation, referring to empty stadiums, and that's the fact that at least all my players can hear me when I'm on the touchline. I thought coaches would appreciate that one. Shows that even the pro level coaches want to get the points across, and for them sometimes the fans maybe prevent them being able to do that. In terms of pros, lots, and I mean lots of quality. We'll show you the squad in a moment. And they've got big game experience, obviously World Cup winners. They've got players that play at the top level at the Champions League. They're one heck of a squad. The downsides, well, it hasn't happened so far for them, but will expectations get the better of them? Well, that'll be interesting to see, won't it? And they are in this group of death. You know, they could play well and still go out, with Portugal and Germany in there as well. Very interesting. But the expectation is that France can be winners of the tournament. In terms of the squad then, I mean, I've been trying to highlight 1, 2, maybe 3, but you could highlight loads. You've got Varane at the back, hasn't had the best season and might be leaving Real Madrid, but you've got other upcoming players like Koundé and Kimpembe. So many good players there at the back. You've got Lloris in goals, Kante in midfield, very important for them, with Pogba as well, who seems to have real consistently good form for the French team. Then you got Benzema returning, you got Griezmann, you got Mbappe, you got Giroud, who's always a handful. So many good players in that squad. On to Germany then. They finished top of Group C, just ahead of the Netherlands. Formation tends to be, more recently, a 3-4-3, though with some players being recalled to the squad now, like Muller, they might go back to a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. They do look to win the ball and attack at pace, but they generally have been more pragmatic than the German sides of recent years, where they looked unstoppable at times. So they're not quite the same team. I'll show you this quote now. In 2020, Joachim Löw says, "We became slower. We have many players who provide quality through pace, but if we keep giving the ball away, we have no chance in attack. The strength of a team is measured in its quality of possession." It does seem like they're at loggerheads a little bit, the players, and from looking at the kind of quality they have, is he still getting the best from those players? There seems to be some kind of dispute there with the coach and the players for how they should be playing. The pros, well, they've been written off by many, and when you look at the squad, it's still full of world-class talent and lots of winners, by the way, from Bayern Munich. There's still plenty of quality there. That could play in their favour, obviously, because quality can win through. And they've got home games in the group stage as well, which in a group like this is a big thing. But they do seem to have lost momentum. They got hammered by Spain 5-0, I think it was, in a friendly, or was it 6-0? And they're getting a lot of criticism on the national side, and Löw is as well, who's going to depart after this championships. And they're in the group of death. Expectations then, it could be they go out in the group stage, but I've been here before as a fan, and they could easily just be the winners still. It'd be so typical of a German side to come with this kind of form and this amount of criticism and to go and win it. Such is the mentality of the German national side over the years. So here's the squad then. Manuel Neuer, excellent goalkeeper. Very good defenders. Hummels has returned to the national side again at the back. Excellent player. I've highlighted some of the midfield players like Gundogan and Kroos as being very important. Muller, you could class him as a forward too, and Leroy Sané as a forward. If those guys click, then they're still a fantastic side. Werner hasn't had the best season up front, so where would the goals come from? He could click in the tournament. He's such a quick striker and is a very good player still. So still a great squad there. On to Hungary then. They came through Nation League C2 in second place behind Finland and got promoted to Nations League B. They beat Bulgaria and Iceland in playoffs, so they've got some pedigree. Tend to play a 3-5-2 formation, well their manager does anyway, their coach Marco Rossi. Sometimes been 4-5-1 against stronger sides, well they're playing, every side they're playing is a stronger side. They try to get the wing backs pushing on if they're in the 3-5-2 and give them width, with the deeper midfield player just holding and sitting for them. But it's been described by a journalist there as a more strategic Italian style, so pragmatic. Sometimes it can be direct under pressure, and that's shown here by Marco Rossi's quote. He, the striker, Adam Zalai, is very important because he's the only central striker in Hungary with physical characteristics that allow us to play long balls when we're under pressure. He's able to hold the ball up. Suggests what they might be looking to do, not surprisingly, when they're under pressure in their games. So the pros are, there are very, very low expectations, but everybody expects to beat them. So Germany, France and Portugal will be thinking they have to take 3 points off Hungary or they're going out, or certainly not going to finish in the top 2. So that could play into the hands of Hungary. If they can be, solid at the back, it'll be a nerve-wracking game for the other sides until they get ahead. And they've got 2 home games in the group as well, which could really help them. Some of the downsides, well, group of death again, obviously, and for them it really is the group of death. Where will the goals come from against 3 absolutely quality sides? Will they be able to find the goals to then protect a lead? The expectations, it has to be just group stage. Surely some miracle would have to happen for them to come out of this group. Here's the squad then. I've highlighted Willy Orban and Adam Salai because they're important for the team, but it's not like they're, household names, is it? And one of the best upcoming players in Hungary sadly got injured before the tournament. On to the last team then, Portugal. They came second place in Group B behind Ukraine. Not the most outstanding results there, but it got them to the tournament. Tend to play a narrow 4-4-2 formation. They have recently tried a bit of 4-3-3 because they've got so much attacking talent. How do they fit them all in? Generally, the manager Fernando Santos has played 4 central midfielders across midfield, made them very narrow and given licence for the forwards to break into those channels. But yeah, you'd expect something similar because the amount of players they have in those areas. But generally, the manager's known as being quite pragmatic and quite cautious, but he's got all this attacking talent and he's criticised for not letting them off their leash. But they're the holders of this tournament, and didn't they win the Nations League as well? They've won trophies, they're a very good side and they've got so much ability. You can understand why he almost wants to be cautious and rely on individual moments of excellence. He says you don't win games by playing nice, pretty football. Doing that, nobody would beat anybody. So it gives you an idea. He's not looking to do some pretty tiki-taka stuff all the way to the final. They're looking to scrap it out, work hard, be compact, and choose their moments when to go for it. They've got a winning belief, they really have, and they've got so much attacking talent. The downsides, can they fit their players into a system? Can they keep them all happy, all those players that are really knocking it out of the park for their club sides? And there's talk that someone like Bruno Fernandes, for example, might not start after all those goals this season for United. So it just shows you that they've got so much talent. How do they fit that together? And there's an increased expectation of them because they're them being the holders, and they're in this group of death. So they could play perfectly well and get knocked out in this group. Expectations, semi-finals seems like a fair bet, but yeah, they're in the group of death. They could go up at the group stage, they could go and win it. Such as this group, it's so hard to call. Here's the squad then. I've highlighted Ruben Diaz, who's had a fantastic season for Man City. Bruno Fernandes scored so many goals for United. Well, there's other players you could highlight there too. Bernardo Silva, excellent player for Man City, and of course Cristiano Ronaldo, absolute legend of a player. So much attacking talent you'll see that I've not highlighted there as well. Really exciting looking team. So that is Group F then, the group of death. France, Germany, Hungary and Portugal. Who's favourites to go through? Who takes it second place? Will they have a third place team qualifying? Are Hungary going to come bottom with 3 defeats? Surely that's the only way, or will they surprise everybody? We'll find out. Let us know in the socials. Thanks for watching these videos. I hope you found them useful and I hope you're enjoying the Euros. See you again soon.